Council meetings are long and boring. Wouldn't it be great if they were short and unboring? This is why I've created the 5. Make it 10. It's probably going to be about 8-minute meeting. Holstered. Ashland City Council meeting of November 4th started with the consent agenda. These two go like, oh, poll item 4. Yeah, we want to talk about that. And then this one goes, okay. And now that's going to be at the end of the meeting. We're going to pull that one out there. And then the public forum right away start off. And the pigtail homeless advocate woman said, the exclusion zones have made me sad. Inclusion breaks down stereotypes. And then the piecemeal guy said, snap cuts are causing many more food needs. And Thanksgiving, Thursday the 27th, from 11 to 1 at the Unitarian Church, that's 1615 Clark Avenue, we're going to have our free Thanksgiving meal. And you can volunteer at sojwj.org. And that's going to be in the video description below. And then a mustachioed man said, last night you all denied my petition to put a ballot issue out requiring citizens vote before increasing fees. So you don't want people to vote on an ordinance that allows them to vote more. Well, is it that voting kind of takes away your massive counselor power? Citizens can email me at george@preserveoregon.com for more information. That's in the description below. And you can sign a petition. And then a lady with a scarf said the city finance retreat December 1st is murky. And then the public hearing for the Grand Terrace apartment project on Highway 99. That's across from the Dutch Brothers there, north side of town. And king of planning, Brandon Goldman, he goes, this requests the annex of the property and the approval of the building plan and rezoning of the property. There are 10 separate apartment buildings with 210 units and 24 low-income units, and ODOT says traffic impact will be fine. And then the developer guy came up and said, Grand Terrace will address the city's housing, and design meets standards, and affordability meets standards, and transportation access meets standards, and it complies with local and state housing goals. And we're going to provide ultimately 27 electric cars that everyone in the complex will share. That's freaking cool. And then this guy goes, hey, my insurance guy told me that if my electric bike catches on fire and burns my house down, I am not covered. Did you ever think of that? And then the developer guy says, we don't allow indoor e-bike charging. So, and then public forum for that issue specifically, and the puffy vest says, I live on Ashland Mine Road right there, and I love housing, but not in my backyard. Ooh, those words. And then the denim shirt guy said, I lived here for 45 years. Every Ashland Mine neighbor hates this. We pay taxes. Oh, that's good. People who say that are saying good things. Glasses and scarf guy, he said, we want the developer to create an escape route across the railroad tracks and through his property. That's a bold request. And then a velvet jacket guy says, the transportation study is BS because it was paid for by the developer. And then, gosh, she loves doing this. There's some clapping. She goes, no clapping. No clapping. She didn't say, hey, come on, guys, don't clap. She goes, It's crazy. She's crazy. And then Old Flannel says, please work with ODOT to widen the bridge over Bear Creek on Valley View Road. That's actually a pretty good idea. They should work more on that one. That was good. And then Jaunty Red Cap Lady said, I live on the north side of town. I'm for this project. And Purple Sweater said, I oppose this for traffic reasons. Not near my backyard. That's still 5 words. And then Ponytail said, I live in Stockton most of the time, but my daughter lives here somewhere, so, well, you know. And then Beard Glasses said, I'd like an emergency exit through the development, but still, I'm for this project. And then the Grand Terrace guy says, I empathize with the fear of the neighbors, but we want to help solve these problems. And this guy goes, I move to approve all parts of this project. So far during this meeting, 59 cars have turned left out of that Dutch Brothers onto Highway 99, and no one died. all your complaints, I get it, but you can't say no to everything. Stop being selfish. Think of others looking for housing. He was actually pretty scoldy, I would say. He gave the hairy eyeball. And so this guy goes, yeah, I agree with that last guy. And this one goes, hey, if not here, where? Seriously, guys, I support this. And this guy says, he goes, hey, you're all older white homeowners trying to stop progress for younger, poorer people with differing colors. Young working people can't afford to live in Ashland. I proudly support this. And this guy goes, I support affordable housing. Hey, maybe we can get that Madrone property, and it's like 180 acres, and we'll just build a road to Wagner Creek. I think this guy needs to wear his bike helmet all day long, maybe. And then this guy says, he goes, blah, 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 I support it. And then it all passed 6-0. And then the SOU master plan second reading. And this guy says, I recuse myself because I want to make a ton of solar money from this project. So much I'm going to make. And then this guy goes, so let me read the entire ordinance into the record. Oh, really? And he did. So I took a leak, came back. It was all approved, 5-0. Then the consent agenda item that was pulled, Parks and Rec grant application. Hey, the Parks lady, Rachel Dials, I think it was, said Parks wants to apply for a grant, but it's a 50-50 grant for East Main Park, and if we get it, we most likely have to pony up $731,000, and we got that floating around in our budget somewhere from the food and beverage tax. We just got it laying around. That's right. We want all the food and beverage tax parks. That's them. And we need a $9 fee or we close everything parks. That's them. And for a $5 fee, we'll only close a few things parks. Now they can probably find an extra $731K floating around, just laying around for phase 2, by the way, of building. That's after phase 1, which is already apparently paid for. And the phase 1 is going to build parking and electric and plumbing and excavating and street improvements and new bathrooms and the mountain bike pump track. And so this is for things beyond that. And such good stewardship of our taxpayer dollars. And she says, I don't feel good about this matching money idea. And this guy, of course, he says, I move to approve. I love spending taxpayer money. I love it. And this guy goes, I actually approve. Second. It passed 5-1. So there you go. And then the city manager report. City manager, side-eye Sabrina Cotta. She goes, our code enforcement made Buy Mart and shopping cart clean up their lots. And there were 8 new low-budget housing units somewhere. And the ice rink opens on November 21st. And the culvert at the ferry pond, that's done, and the whole area should be open soon. And the new finance director searches beginning, and then our fire and parks unions negotiations are coming up around and then this one goes like, what's the status of that 2200 Ashland Street homeless shelter, warming shelter? What's going on with that? And she goes, oh yeah, that should open at the end of November. There's some issues, but probably. End of meeting, you're welcome.